Hey guys, and welcome back to Reading with Mo. Today I'm going to be sharing with you my reading plans for the month of August. As usual, it's a pretty ambitious TBR, but actually I read so much in the month of July and I'm hoping that that carries over into August, so I think I will be able to get through like a good chunk of these books. I have not yet, I don't know if you guys have noticed, posted a bookshelf spotlight for this month yet. That will be coming soon. I'm actually going to be doing this shelf right here, which is my Penguin cloth bound collection of classics, and I'm gonna attempt to probably try to read one or two of them during the month of August, but we'll see, because classics are a little bit more intimidating. I really haven't gotten to read one in a while. I just haven't really prioritized them, but I do miss reading classics. So I'm pretty sure I'm gonna go with this one right here, which is Middlemarch by George Eliot. And possibly we'll do one more for the month of August. But that one is going to be ambitious enough on its own because that's like almost 1,000 pages, I'm pretty sure. So I'm trying to be realistic with that goal for the month. Then we have a couple of books that I have started reading in the month of July and I'm going to carry over into August. The first one is a nonfiction book, and that is Disfigured on Fairy Tales, Disability, and Making Space. I am almost halfway through this book and I am enjoying it so far. And like the title says, it is about fairy tales and their relationship with disabilities and disabled characters. The other one that I started, this book wasn't even on my July planning or books I was planning to read, but I picked it up anyway, and that is The Shadow of the Wind by Carlos Ruiz Zafón. Oh my gosh, this book is so good. I love the writing. I don't want to be overly maybe calling this too soon, but this could possibly be my favorite book of the year, so we'll see. I didn't realize it's actually part of a series. I probably wouldn't have picked it up right now if I had known it was part of a series, because now I'm gonna have to buy the rest of the books so that I can continue on with it. And I didn't have plans to start another series right now, and if I was gonna start a series, I had other stuff that was kind of priority, but it's too late. I'm already in it now and I'm about halfway into this book, so I'll definitely be finishing this month, but I'm calling it now. I'm pretty sure this is going to be a 5-star read. While we're on series, I am going to be continuing with the Dune series. This is actually a series I'll be finishing up this month, and I actually started this as I'm recording this. It's already like 2 days into August, so I'm actually halfway into Chapter House, which is the 6th book, at least the ones that are written by the original author, Frank Herbert, and this will be the conclusion to this 6-book series for me. I'm not going to be continuing on with any other books that were written. I think it was like by his son or something. I feel like this was enough. And while I enjoyed these books, I don't know if I would say I would highly recommend them or like they're must reads. For me, I just want to see what the series is about and judge it for myself, but it's not like my new favorite series of all time. I probably will never reread the series in its entirety, but I am glad to have read this science fiction series. If I were to ever reread it, I would maybe reread like the first 1 to 3 books, but I probably would not reread all 6 again. But I am interested to see how this concludes with this final book, and I will definitely be letting you guys know my final thoughts on it. Since for this month my priority is going to be the bookshelf with the classics on it, and I know I'm only going to get to 1 to 2, I decided to take the opportunity to get to some books that I have pulled in the past few months from the other shelves on my TBR and then never gotten to it, so I can roll over a lot of books. So I'm not gonna really go into these too much since I have shown these to you guys pretty recently. The first is a Penguin classic. It's Quicksand by Nella Larson. And then we have a nonfiction graphic novel, which is Why She Wrote, a graphic history of lives, inspiration, and influence behind the pens of classic women writers. This is by Lauren Burke and Hannah K. Chapman, and the illustrations are by Kaylee Bales. That was a very long introduction for this book. But yeah, I didn't end up getting to either of the graphic novels that I had planned to read last month. The other one was To Kill a Mockingbird by Harper Lee. So both of these are going to be rolling over into my August TBR, as well as a few other books. We have Someone at a Distance by Dorothy Whipple. I am still determined to finally read one of these Persephone classics. So I guess I do, even though I'm not pulling a lot of classics from my Penguin collection, I do have a couple others on my TBR. Then we have a short story collection, New Sons, original speculative fiction by people of color, edited by Nisi Shaw. And then lastly, for the books in this category, we have African Europeans, An Untold History by Olivet Otal Actually, I started reading this one and I think I'm like, I don't know, 10% into it, barely anything. I'm still on like chapter 1, but I have started this one. Lastly, for the physical books, I am putting one that was sent to me by you guys. This is actually specifically from Moonbot7. I'm sorry, in the package I didn't see any like name to specifically address you by, but I know that you had commented that you're going to send me this one, and that book is A Monster Calls. It's a novel by Patrick Ness. The illustrations are by Jim Kay, and this book I have heard about before, but I have never really picked it up or knew what it was about. I think there's a movie on it. I'm not for sure. I could be wrong. I don't even really know much about this book. I just know it has something to do with like a kid, and I don't know if like his mom is sick or something. I'm not sure, but I know he's dealing with this like monster that's visiting him or something. I don't know. I'm gonna stop trying to guess and I'll just let you guys know my thoughts after I finish this book. Lately, I have been in a super audiobook mood, which I am not mad about. So I do have a few that I have checked out through my library right now. I have the audiobook for Troy by Stephen Fry. Actually do have that book on my shelves. I'm just being really lazy right now. I don't want to go pick it up. I have two books that are recent releases checked out. The first one is Tomorrow and Tomorrow and Tomorrow by Gabriel Zevin. This is also the author of The Story Life of A.J. Fikry, which I know this one book is definitely very anticipated for a lot of people who loved that book. And then the other one is The Wild Girls by Phoebe Morgan. This book I featured in my anticipated releases video, and I think this one is like a mystery thriller. I believe it's following like a bridal. Let me just check. Yeah, this one is an atmospheric thriller following a group of old friends who plan to reconnect on an African safari vacation. I think they're going for like a bachelor party or something. I have a few other audiobooks on my library holds list. We'll just see what I end up getting to throughout the month, and I'll let you guys know what those end up being in my August wrap up. So there you go, all the books that I'm trying to get to in August. I have been reading a lot of audiobooks lately, so that's the only reason why I feel like it's pretty realistic I can get to a lot of these, and I'm trying to actually figure out a good reading schedule. Just haven't really been reading a lot of books physically lately, but I am trying to. It's just hard to sit down. I like the freedom that audiobooks give me, and that if it's interesting enough, I can multitask at the same time as I'm listening to the audiobook. Let me know if you guys have any reading plans for the month of August or books that you're especially excited to get to, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye!